really crucial. I turn to you now, Foni, because it's so good to hear what your perspective is. What do you need to be done? What is that one solution to help you and everyone you represent?
I think, yes, I think the COVID-19 pandemic highlighted the resilience of communities. We saw refugee communities as well as host communities come together to respond to the immediate needs of their communities. In my head, when I think about this, I describe it as abnormal circumstances. And we have so many abnormal circumstances that we're facing, and we cannot afford to use the traditional systems of approaching this abnormality. So the first thing that needs to happen, we all need to think outside the box in a very abnormal way to come up with innovative, creative solutions. I think that's the first thing that needs to happen. I'll just share quickly 2 examples. With the Global Refugee Youth Network, we work with 22 refugee-led groups. And I'll share 2 examples of the groups. The first one is a group that is based in Uganda, Nakivale, and it's led by a young person with disability. When COVID happened, one of the things that happened was that most people were moving online, but in the remote location, we had persons with disability having zero access to internet connectivity, zero access to managing or using the technology. So he did write a proposal to the Global Refugee Youth Network. We provided some little seed funding of about 3,000. He got computers. As a young man with disability, he's going into the community, teaching other young people with disability, this is the technological world. We also have another group that is in Zimbabwe, and they're focusing on energy. They're called Assorted Energy, so they're focusing on clean energy. They have expertise of fabricating solar equipment, and with that skill, they reached out and partnered with a host community organization, and they're training other young people so that these young people could be absorbed into the community, but then at the same time, going back into their own communities, installing this solar equipment for their communities. So I think the most important thing, one solution that for me that would really work, is that we need to go back into the community, into the direct communities. If we're providing funding, funding is one of the biggest challenges. We have to go back to the least developed countries. Right. The challenges that our refugees are facing is the same challenges that host community will also face in different extremity or in different context. So we need to go back and reinvest in that. Second thing that we need to do, education. I believe that education, peace building, development is interlinked. If we invest in education, we know that as a young person who will one day go back to my country, I'm able to give back to my country. No one wants to just take. And that's one clear message that is coming from the refugees. We're here, we're present, we have the skills, we have the expertise, we have the experience. What we just need is your support. Support to partner with us to effectively ensure that the solutions we're leading is implemented not only in the host community, but also when we go back. So I think for me, that would be my key ask. Yep, thanks.
It's a great ask.